Maybe it gets harder as we find like troll final bosses. This is maybe supposed to be running down our resources, and it kind of is. We had to rest and we have a limited number of rations, so we could be in a scenario where I have to leave and come back, which would be annoying. Yeah, no, I have no dog in the fight there. Like I'm not like, yeah, America, great, we get all these shitty calls. Don't get me wrong. Like I wish it would stop too. But I didn't think it was restricted to America. All right, I trapped the location over there.
Let us bide our
Keep
time.
your wits about you.
The road awaits. Done.
A freedom moment. It could be a freedom moment. Maybe I'm missing my chance to be excited about that. More kobolds. All right. I mean, I'm willing to kill you, but I kind of would like to have
Everyone.
fight where things mattered. These do not matter. This is a level 2 kobold, chat. Explain to me why this is here. This is storyline gated progression behind stuff that's a much higher level than this. Why are these level 2? Like I'm still just like clearing the surface of this shit or something? Yes, you're so slow.
Aim carefully.
What? Why did he run over? Oh, because he doesn't have the right weapon out. Melee fucking wizard over there.
Out of my way!
Alright. I know I switched his weapon out, but why does he just doesn't have it equipped yet? Okay, awkward.
Tread lightly.
I mean, trap? No, it just means people being dumb. Alright, let's do our final perception buff.
Interesting.
I shall not fail.
I need to concentrate. Never stop learning.
Our duty calls. Done. The path is clear.
I think it's supposed to be resource. The game is really, really generous in the amount of resources it gives you, so I don't think it's supposed to be a resource puzzle.
Failed.
Those are both locked behind keys that can't be picked. It's kind of weird that what determines if a lock can be picked or not is whether or not it has a lock. It requires a key. That's you've just defined every lock. All locks require keys. That's what they do. I guess up till now it's just combination locks, and he just like knows the numbers. The Wild Shaman, clad in long flowing robes, swaggers back and forth before the gathered trolls and kobolds. His posture is proud, strict, and imbued with dignity. Listen closely and speak after. Shaman stares around and turns to others. Gulb eat. Gulb eat. One of his kobolds was loud and he's gonna get eaten by a troll from it. Oh, maybe not. He's telling them who he can eat. Damn. Kill meats. Kill meat. Alright, so he's told them that we're the enemy and to eat us. Okay. We're at half buffs right now. Annoyingly, I should have actually taken the round to buff. Oh, we'll see. Who is this? This is Niablis. Niablis needs to get his shield buff up. He's missing blur as well, annoyingly. Let's go to there. And at least get shield up. Yeah. Big booty. Go to there. Attack this guy, I guess. Any buffs we need on him? Not really. Trip is free, might as well do it.
I'll split you in half.
Failed the trip. Rolled a 1, which is just an we can't fail unless we roll a 1, so. Yeah. Alright. We want to get into the room and not block other people's movement. So presumably like there would be great. And I want to do damage to the people not in melee. We can reach the melee ones this round. I think I'm using the wrong bow for this room too. I think there's too much. -2 is probably not worth here, but they're 23 AC. I really don't care. It's actually fine. Alright. Give Thad a nice long damage boost and get out of the way. Can move normally though, right? Because we didn't. Yeah, good.
There's something unusual.
Alright, Brackus in here as a caster. We could try to throw some scrolls, but I'm pretty sure we fail a lot of our scroll casts. Get over here. Is there another Boomsayer in here? Blade, teacher. Don't know what the teacher does. Pupil, blade, troll. We've got our fancy lightning bow. I kind of just want to use that. Flat-footed AC of 19. Alright, fine. Got a cool little tracer going on there. Alright, get that over here. And delete. This should be like Thaddeus's joy. Be right here. Miss, feel bad. Diablos is immune to magic missile. I think there's only one guy on our team who's immune to magic missile, and I don't even know why he's immune to magic missile. Now I'm curious. Why the fuck is he immune to magic missile? Oh, because we have shield up. Our regular spell. Okay. Alright, Nieblis over here. Let's get in there. Missing a lot of our buffs, but they're pretty low accuracy things, these trolls. Be okay.
Out of my way!
Failed our trip there. Why did we fail the trip on the troll? Needed a 30. We need to roll a 12, hit a 9. I mean, these are like that kind of range is okay. It's just when it gets to like only hits on a 1 or a 2 kind of shit, then it starts getting really stupid. Should be shooting trolls with this guy. He does really good damage versus them. Want this one? It's lower HP.
Let's hear you cry.
Missed our second and third shot though. All right, chat's cleric. Easy buff there. Back up. Alright, Brackus in melee range. I don't think we care about this. Do we want to spend any resources? Do we want to try to throw fireballs for the fun of hitting multiple targets? Dagger this guy. I have to move forward to do that. It's annoying. Could apply acid here, but we've got a bow guy to do that. Is this guy gonna die if we do that? No. These are the hardest decisions, the ones that don't matter. No. Alright, Thad's up. Yep. We want to do this. We want to leave from there.
My gift to you!
Great. Alright, Niablos up. Go after this guy. Booty.
I don't like you.
Nicholas. Didn't try to loot there, tried to shoot, and I lost my whole turn doing that. Feels bad. Yeah.
A solid plan.
There's something here.
A solid plan.
Oh, it was a full attack. Would have been. I guess it probably would have happened anyways. All right. These are kind of face roll fights, right? I'm not sure why they keep giving us face roll fights in here, but we can live with it. Already studied, hasn't been studied.
Die!
Dude, are we just rolling like absolute dog shit, or is really 25 the cutoff where we want to be using this bow? We lose 2 from Devourer of Metal, lose 2 from Rapid Shot, gain 1 from Devourer of Metal. I think that's the enhancement bonus. Weapon Focus Longbow, Bracers of Archery, Point Blank, 1 off of... I don't know what that other one comes off of. 2 off Studied Target, 2 of Blessing of Faithful. So AC of target is 30 on these guys. We're only plus 16. We don't have 14s. It's pretty good. I think it's just dog shit rolls, right?
This will hurt.
Oh, I forgot that has Bab. Shit, I lose an attack if I ever leave. I was forgetting about that actually.
Forwards.
Let's Kobold 30 to hit. A question that deserves an answer. The difficulty level?
Out of my way!
But I agree, it's just insane. They're not like level 2 kobolds. They're like special kobolds, like elite kobold king fighters or something. I'm pretty sure that's the technical term. All right. All right. Anything else? Over this way. Spell books. Oh god, so much reading, one of which is the answers to puzzles. Anything else? More over there.
Battles await.
Do this all later. What's this one? Ooh, full plate and 2100 gold. What type of plate? Blessed Path Heavy Armor Plate. 11 plus 1 for 12. Giving Charisma and Wisdom. Can only be equipped by good characters. Plus 2 enhancement bonus to Wisdom and Charisma, and 4 sacred bonus on saving throws against Compulsion and Poison. I don't know if either of our plate wearers are good. I don't. Can use it. Thaddeus apparently is not good. This Thaddeus's alignment just. Oh. I fucking hate alignment locked armors. It's such a letdown when you loot it. You're like, oh, nice. We are. Well, lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good. Is neutral evil? No. Neutral evil is there. Lawful good? No. Lawful neutral is there. What am I missing? Can't be. This is neutral chaotic, chaotic neutral. So not good. Okay. Is this? Yeah, is lawful good. What do we get out of lawful good? What was the armor again? So we have some really nice plate here. It doesn't give us. It does give us dex penalty. This is 10 plus 3. I think this is only 11 plus 1. I think this is 12. We care about wisdom on that guy a little bit. It's some saves. We care about charisma on that guy. Absolutely not. Neutral good there. Thanks. Dad can wear this. He doesn't get the plus 3 from it though. Currently running dex of plus 1 only. So, I mean, that's still 11. We're currently running full plate plus 1, which is 11. So we could swap the mithril to Thaddeus, keeping him at 11, although not maximizing the bonuses we generate out of that armor set. And then we can run this up here. This is giving us 13. We lose 1 going to 12, right? What's the benefit? We lose 1 AC, but we get plus 2 on wisdom. So plus 1 saving throw on wisdom. And +4 sacred bonus saving throws against poison. I don't think Mithril's lighter, right? Doesn't the way that works anyways, Xanders, is only 1 down, and isn't medium still -10, so I don't know what compulsion is yet. Haven't seen it yet. I think it's worse, chat. Losing 1 AC on a tank is annoying, but not the end of the world. But gaining 1 wisdom, we're already immune to poisons, always, because we're just constantly under the effect of delay poison. So we don't give a shit about that. So it's just 1 wisdom and then 4 against compulsion. Yeah, I think sadly that's worse. Too bad. Kind of excited to pick up armor. Too bad it's locked, because that would be a good upgrade for Thaddeus. But Thaddeus is apparently not the alignment to use it, which sucks.
I completed something.
Okay, what's this?
Let's head out.
5 against mind control. That would be really good on Thaddeus, but he can't use it. I don't think it's as important on the dwarf, but maybe.
Everyone counts on me.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
I don't know that saying it's meant to be paladin armor really means much, right? It's meant to be anyone who can wear heavy plate armor and is lawful good. Doesn't mean anything.
Done.
What do we get? Helmet wise, we got a headband of inspired wisdom. Another +2. We have a lot of those already. Okay. Alright. We don't know what these are, except was this the puzzle then? Essentially we did the ones upstairs, so it unlocked this chest. And that's what this is. Anyone running wisdom? Yeah, we get a number of people running wisdom. Mostly the cleric. Yeah. Cool. Alright, what else? We already scouted this room? We did. The 2 entrances into the room, quite a little corridors moving into that, not available. It was a nice reward, the puzzle reward. Alright, kind of before going into that room, want to scout around the sides. I feel like these are just alternate ways to the same location. We're starting to get traps over here. I think we were. The door there. These are all locked, weren't they? Ah, right. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is here then. We want to rebuff too before entering into deeper stuff, so we'll probably do that before heading into there. I don't think we have to camp for it though. We have some spell resources available still. We already scout the corner of this room? Yes.
Let us
What?
be careful.
Is this blocked? I didn't notice. Okay. We have to go back into this room and open that door. Or maybe that door doesn't open. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe it's a collapsed door I didn't notice.
I'll go ahead.
I was trying to figure this out, chat. That dwarven like bonus to mobility is only that
The path is clear.
like slow and steady. Is that basically only if you wanted to like class into wearing heavy armor when you're not proficient in it or something? Is that like the only time it's really going to be beneficial? This seems entirely useless right now.
Let's head out.
That.
Forwards! Tread lightly.
All right, buffing.
I
Okay, what are we
shall not
missing? We're
fail.
missing enlarges on Thad and Miklas.
Our duty calls. The road awaits.
Dex on Miklas.
I shall not fail.
Reduce on Brachus.
The road awaits.
Large on Thad.
I don't need
Buffs are up
anyone's
here.
sympathy.
We're
Now
missing
what?
the int con bonus here.
My skills are absolute.
Tedious retreat
I'm up
there.
for an adventure.
Endurance there. Buff there.
Everyone counts on me.
Blur here. Blur there.
Does anyone require my counsel?
Bless here.
Let us bide our time.
Alright, shields up for another 10 seconds. We're going to need to recast that. Are both our enlarges up? Yes. And yes. So we're good to go. All of our stats are buffed too. Okay. Means you don't get a move speed penalty from wearing any armor. No, it doesn't mean that, Xander. You keep saying that, but you're wrong. So we can walk through this, I believe, right? Which is... like, I'm trying to imagine a scenario in which I gain some movement speed bonus out of this armor, out of this dwarven ability, right? The dwarven ability is this one. Dwarves have a base move speed of 20, but their speed is never modified by armor. Okay, great, but the armor modification penalty is -10. And if you're going to take a non-dwarf class, you're at 30 -10 for 20. And if you're at a dwarf class, you're at 20 -0 for 20. So what? This ability just essentially just lets dwarves wear heavy or medium armor without getting further and further reduced in speed. I was trying to get some sense of when I could really take advantage of this. Does it do anything else then? Like, I know it says their speed is never modified by armor or encumbrance, and sure, the encumbrances may be useful in some spots, but like, this is basically it, right? This is all this is doing. Others have 20. Others have 30 -10, which is 20. And what I was trying to do is I was trying to get a mithril set for Thaddeus, like a mithril medium, because then that would be -10, but it counts as one lower, which is a light, which is -0, so then I could get 30. I believe other slow races do get the -10. Oh, really? So like a plate halfling is at 10 movement speed.
Pay attention.
Greater giant spiders with the trap in between. Guaranteed that to be a web. A web trap. Let's just back up. I don't know why the spiders aren't active. But we can just fiddle with that trap from range on our mage.
I need to concentrate.
No one stands in my way.
Never stop learning.
Our duty calls.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Okay, let's disarm that.
On me.
Their life ends here.
Oh, the hands aggro apparently. They don't give us a surprise round when they aggro. And what? My action doesn't resolve, but I'm going to be casting it on my turn? That's not how our surprise rounds interact normally. Pretty shit. Okay.
Run them through.
It deleted spider. Yeah. So what's happening? Like, this is my turn, but like it wants me to move over there to disarm. My mage hands are floating there, but not doing anything. I mean, I can fight this in this stupid corridor. It's going to be a really unpleasant fight.
Aim carefully.
I don't know what that is. What's that? What's that all there? Oh, that's my fucking... That's my mage hand that aggroed the fucking fight but isn't doing anything. I feel so bad. Now it's cast, do I move it around in the fight?
I'll split you in half.
Well, when I tried to mouse over the trap disarm, it showed me moving towards that location, which is really not what I wanted to do on my super squishy arcane trickster. Oh, maybe that's what it was meant to be, but didn't really clearly indicate that to me. Now, what is that thing? Kobold Death Shaman. Cast Scare. We're immune to Scare, but Death Shaman gets me slightly worried. I'd like this spider to come forward. I'm gonna wait on this, maybe kill them both with one. Come here, spider boy. Oh, you just didn't do anything? Okay.
You should have run!
Let's hear you cry.
I mean, sure. Death shaman. Yeah.
Attack!
Hmm. We block here. Can we move through? We move through a little bit. Good. Gotta be careful with that trap. Booty here. You can try to trip a spider. It's got a billion legs, so it's impossible to do it, but one day. Good.
Attack!
Okay. More spiders. Great. Alright, this is that. We can sneak closer. Then I can full round attack that guy and get greater or finishing cleave.
Strike!
Exactly sure how many attacks I was expecting to how many I got. I guess I was expecting one from my regular attack, one from my bab -5 attack, and one from greater cleave, finishing cleave, or whatever the fuck it's called. What do we actually get? We got attacks greater spider, hits, kills it, triggers a cleaving finish, which hits, deals 35, but then we don't get our second attack as a full round attack. So I guess the full rounds don't transfer when you miss, or when the target you're attacking dies. I did get it? No, there's my first attack, regular attack, right? Hits it, kills it. That triggers cleaving finish, which swings here, which hits and deals damage. Oh, there's the last one. I see. This is the bad +1 one, okay.
Die!
Not really doing a lot in this fight. There's not really a lot to do in this fight. Don't stand on the trap seems to be the name of the game.
I don't like you!
Nice attack.
A solid plan.
Don't hold back!
Alright, team.
Let us bide our time. We should prepare.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, so the Ledgerman to disarm a trap seemed like a really cute thing I could do to avoid having to aggro them by walking over the trap. But it looks like it just fucked me out of a surprise
I
round.
shall not fail.
So I guess because it's not instant when this thing does it, it like summons it and then attempts it or something.
Out of my way!
I don't entirely know why that interaction behaved that way. Restoration, lesser scroll, and another key. He's just chilling with the spiders. Okay. That one I guess was trapped.
The road awaits.
Does anyone require my counsel?
Our duty calls.
Hey, that might be exciting. Email +2. Anything else about it? Slightly better armor check. So it's 8 + 2. So it's max of 10 on medium. We're running 5 and 5 for 10 on medium already. Then we're running 11, 13. So I think this armor is also no good for us, unfortunately. Bummer. loot the spiders. To get another key, presumably we can maybe get out of one of these doors.
The path is clear.
Alright, what is this? One more room over here. I mean, there's a lot of fights in this dwarven area, but they're not as fun as the fights yesterday. They're okay, but they don't feel like there's any risk at all so far. Maybe I'm gonna like live to eat my words in a minute, but they're taking their time luring me into a false sense of security, aren't they? The number of crash fights.
No contest.
Yeah. Our surprise round. We didn't try to do anything reasonable. We just did whatever we wanted. Ripped. Get deleted. You're not dead. Are you already dead? Okay. This is the surprise round, chat.
Run them through.
Okay. Yeah, so they're like a little bit too easy for their low AC, right? Like the owlbears are a much better mix of damage, HP tank, and low AC than the trolls. It's because the troll regen is being over-evaluated by whoever's making these characters. 5 HP doesn't per round makes literally no difference to anything. And certainly not 3 HP per round on those troll hounds. Like, it just doesn't matter. Not relevant to anything.
I'll go ahead.
The troll treasure reminds you of a city dump. Broken tables, smashed cupboards, doors ripped from their hinges, all taken from raids on human villages. Okay.
Let us be careful.
I guess we didn't roll on that chest right there, because I like that chest right there.
What's over there? Nah, I don't want to know.
What's the summon with like the highest perception? Should I be taking like one more perception roll? There's the second half of the journal. Barbarians have dragons. Instead of extra people, they get shits on the refugees. The last part here. Getting ready to seal the fortress. I use seal the fortress. To leave behind the treasure hidden in the place near the watchtower. Already done that portion. That's uniting the keys. The cogs, I believe. We already done the sun and moon one. Not sure what that one is exactly. I started skimming again. Right.
Something here.
The key. Old dwarven chess key.
Aha! A test of my abilities.
Okay.
Ah, it's no use.
Trip. Okay, no surprise round though, so a little bit easier for us, I guess. Tripped. Oh, double trip. Dwarvens. Oh man, the trip master gets tripped. He's a dwarf. How bad was it? Let's take a look. Trollhound attracts tragic booty with bite, hits, and uses combat maneuver. Attack result, he rolled an 18, modifier 14. Our CMD is only 27. Jesus, trip is going to be probably one of the worst things for us. Because we don't seem to be able to actually generate defenses against trip right now. Okay. This is chat's cleric. Let's get some buffs up. Nicholas is always a good target. And let's move over this way a little bit. Yeah. You unironically thought it was a roll for trip. They do get a lot of bonuses, but not quite as many as that, thankfully.
hear your cry.
Yeah. This is a pretty glorious cleave moment. Alright, question is, do I regular attack? Yeah, I could just get rid of cleave. Ah, dude, I want to hit... Oh, it was only 2. That glorious, I guess. I guess I just regular attack. Oh, I can't full attack. I might as well cleave attack. Right. Thing is run over to get on our downed wizard. We're gonna run past this thing and trigger its attack of opportunity so we can stand up. Great. And then we're going to do the same here so we can also stand up on that guy. Yeah. Alright, up we go. Fuck away. Okay. Stand up here. And attack this guy, I guess.
I'll split you in half.
Failed our own trip. He rolled a 1. Okay, shit on this thing. Buff up. That he is. Miklas. Start executing trolls. Troll hounds? Troll hounds.
Die!
Yeah. He's got like 15 points in fucking trips and he can't actually trip anyone. It's a little outrageous. Okay. Nothing there matters, so we can walk over here and swing on these two. One's easier to hit, do you think? This is... doesn't... it does require that I hit, so I want to swing on the one that has lower AC first. 24 versus 21. That question. Yeah. Rolls a 1. Alright, we've got plenty of things to acid in a moment. Let's get our defensive up though. Okay, we want to start with aciding that thing. Great. That's blocking a lot of movement over there. Okay. Alright, we can try combat maneuver killing these things. Or we can try tripping the troll.
Out of my way.
I wonder if we killed it. We tripped it. It's still alive. First time that's ever happened, I think. Okay. The cat is going to be coup de grace trolls if there's any remaining over here. I don't think there are. I think there's some over here. Alright. Not already buff. Nicholas.
Out of my way!
This acid bow is pretty strong, chat. Pretty strong. Alright, are we in range of coup de grace? I think that one maybe, depending on its rolls. Yeah. Nieblis has acid as a cantrip. Great. Alright.
I've spotted something.
Ooh.
Tread lightly.
What else is in this area?
Something here.
Rap.
Let us bide our time.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm pretty sure the way the mage hand works is whatever is the least useful application. It would be more useful to do it with your higher skill check closer. It does the mage hand. And if the mage hand would be entirely useless and summon the entire room, it casts
I
that.
shall not fail.
Here it's casting mage hand. So
Over
it's
there.
I guess the way to really call that then is it's like a spiteful mage
We
hand.
should prepare.
It's more the mage's finger than it is the mage's hand, you know?
Knowledge is the key to victory.
The road awaits.
Okay, here I actively turned it off, then clicked, so it cast the mage hand. As I'm saying, does not choose what I ask it to do and doesn't choose what's more helpful for me in these situations. So I can only assume it chooses what's least helpful for me. Alright, let's scout the rest of the room before we leave it.
Aim carefully.
Run them through.
Really what it seems to be, there seems to be a delay between turning it off and when I can use it without it, try to disarm without using it. So, but it is kind of hilarious how that works on an interaction. Like you're like, wait, I just fucking turned that off. Why are you casting it? I really think we failed a roll over here. I think we failed a roll on this chest. It was a little bit bad.
Keep your wits about you.
Figure out what's in this door. Oh, it's like having an AK-47. The -2 accuracy is pretty painful on it, like noticeably so. Makes me glad I haven't taken power shot, for example, since it seems to be a better translation of damage, right? I mean, power shot's what, like it's like scaling minus accuracy. I don't know how much it scales up to and at when, but like the amount of actual damage we're getting out of Miklas's bow is pretty nuts, right? 2d6 acid on this. And it has better base damage from 1d8 to 2d6. It's just it's a crazy weapon. Alright, any of our buffs missing? We lost shield on, yeah, we're out of shield. We can pass a wand over there, I guess. Hold on. Let's get shield on our main tank. Seems a reasonable ask.
The road awaits.
Alright, anybody else need anything? I think other than that, we're out of resources, so it doesn't really matter.
I know mystic
If anyone wants
theology,
anything.
arcane bombomancy, eldritch thiomancy,
Elude, let us be careful.
and many other
Enemy near.
Alright. We're pretty close to wanting a rest. All of our buffs are down. I should probably use the rest of the spells on the wizard. I wonder if it matters. So far we've been like totally free with whatever the fuck we want. I'm not in range to cast any of these spells apparently. I guess I'm just moving.
Let's hear you cry.
As we long stridered first, we actually get a charge if we want off on Thad. Alright, non-surprise round just started, so this is the real round. Could lube. Lube's okay here. Yeah.
I'll need to review this spell later.
Alright, best level 1 spell in the game. Seems to be pretty solid, yep. I want multi-shots here.
Die!
This is a tanky boy troll. Is this like some special one? It's level 9 branded troll. I don't know if that's different, but we just hit it for like... Oh, we weren't getting sneak attack is what the issue was there. We didn't have one more guy in melee range with it. Then. Ready to fall down as a dwarf?
Attack!
Alright, can Thad reach them both from here? Almost. Wait, what happened to my enlarge? We forgot to enlarge Thaddeus again. Then. I want to just 5-foot it. Can we 5-foot it? We can, but we can't see the limit of grease, so we just fall over like a fucking huge scrub. Alright, acid arrow. Not quite enough. He's gonna go next and hit Thaddeus, who's lying on the ground like an absolute idiot. Alright, it's time, chat. We have bow. Which weapons? Fire.
You made your choice.
Fail. Oh, he fell over to grease. What does the kinetic dwarf actually do? Kinetic dwarf things? Trips people and tanks stuff and has damage reduction. And is a dwarf, which is really nice. I'm not sure what else you're wanting from him.
Out of my way!
Mostly he wears my, he wears my plate armors. He wears heavy armor, which I like. He's a dwarf and I don't have any other dwarves, so that's nice. He has trip, which we haven't got to be very good, but doesn't mean it couldn't be good. He shows us how the kineticist class works. The answer is not very well. And makes me think about respecking. This is something to talk about? I mean, he's meta. But not like meta in the sense of he's like the common thing. He's the next level of gaming for us.
A solid plan.
So it comes to this.
I am 100% certain it's worse for my cleric to shoot than it is for him to just buff somebody else to shoot. His role is off tank. What he actually does is debatable right now.
Run them through!
You should have run! I'll just have to resort to brute force.
What's this troll alive for?
Let's hear you cry!
Area has been too easy, chat. Compared to yesterday's lovely witch area, this is later in the game and massively easier.
Tread lightly.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Never a dull moment.
Ooh, fancy troll king over there. Do we take a 8-hour rest next to him and then go in? Or do we go in half buffed? We're gonna go in half buffed, I think. Okay. Yeah, there's other tanks we could switch him out to. One of the duelist tanks was something we were talking about. There is some discussion about possibly like what's it called, a blade saint or whatever they're called is reasonable too. But I was trying to get someone. I really like the idea. The problem is all of my characters essentially want 0 armor or medium or light rather, right? Which is the cleric can't wear armor, doesn't want armor. The mage can't wear armor, doesn't, or the arcane trickster can't wear armor, doesn't want armor. The monk dragon hybrid can't wear armor, doesn't want armor. The archer, the slayer can wear medium, seems to want light. Mobility seems to be better than any actual armor class. It doesn't get targeted very often, and the armor classes we're reaching, even with like medium, isn't competitive. So, kind of just wants light. Same problem with Thaddeus. Thaddeus really wants. I think ideally we end up with Mithril, or I think it's Mithril's the lighter one. I can't remember if it's Mithril or Adamantian. I think it's Mithril. I think we want Mithril medium on Thaddeus, right? His AC is still kind of not meaningful, and we are currently running heavy on him because he can wear it, but it feels kind of bad because the -10 movement penalty seems worse than the plus defense I get from running plate. So this seems like a scam. So really, so far it's nothing, 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 light, light. That's 5 of our 6. Our final character is the dwarf. It sure would be nice if I was wearing like medium or heavy on somebody so I could take advantage of those item drops. So I really like the fact that he's a tank wearing heavy so I can utilize the equipment that we're finding. And we did just find like a bunch of fucking armors that no one can wear, which sucks. So right now we're running that issue of like we want a party that covers the skill checks, covers the perception checks, and also covers the ability to use loot. Insane acid gear trivializing this dungeon? No. The fact that trolls have 5 HP regen per round is not meaningful as an ability whatsoever. Or level 7 adventurers or whatever the fuck it is. Our damage dealers are spitting out 100 plus damage a round and they get 5 HP back? Who cares? Nothing to do with acid.
I'll go ahead.
Has to do with the fact trolls are super easy to hit and kobolds are a joke. Alright, what was the name? We have some limited buffs we want to throw here, presumably. Pretty low on resources.
Everyone counts on me.
Bus is still up.
Let's move already.
It's time to act.
Does anyone require my counsel?
Well, we might after all of our bravado, all the complaints about this, find out that what it's supposed to do is drain us of resources for this fight. Well, let's go find out what this is.
Let's head out.
World Sentinels, I can't target them, so presumably this is an interaction. Okay.
You managed to get here. Good. Now Hargulka will tear you apart with his own hands.
We already killed it, Hargulka.
Stop, courageous and strong Hargulka. I wish to ask.
Tartuk.
Say me, why are you slaying us? What did we to you? Why take troll and kobold lives in their own home?
Do we know that Tartuk is Tartusio? How do we say I have to ask how long you're going to pretend, Tartusio, I know who you are? I don't know that. We've been chasing Tartuk for a while. We don't know it's Tartusio. We weren't there when Tartusio got resurrected, and we haven't seen any evidence that he's alive. You monsters threaten humanity. You may seem civilized, but there's a dark beast deep inside you, beast that must be stopped. You attack my barony, I protect my subjects. Happen this way. My barony is for civilized races only. I enjoy killing. I know was he called Tartuk when we killed him last time? I don't think he was he? I mean that would make me more likely to believe that. Oh, he was? Oh, in that case, how long are you gonna pretend, Tartusio? I know it's you.
You know nothing, nothing. So, will you tell us why?
Or maybe Tartuk was impersonating Tartusio. You attack my barony, I protect my subjects. Borba kills because trolls and unholds are unlike him, and that's what all Borba do.
Trolls and kobolds cannot establish a kingdom. Death!
Yeah, try that at home. If you're just sitting at home and perhaps your significant other or family members are wandering around in the room near you, just try that death yell just to see what they feel about that. You probably haven't checked with them in general how they feel, and it might give you insight into that relationship that you might not have had otherwise. All right. We got Karkulga and Tartuk over here. All of our resources are down, so we don't have... Oh, we got 6 seconds left, 6 rounds left of Bear's Endurance. That's good. But we've lost our enlarges, which is kind of a bummer. Borba, a racial slur. I think it's a thing about... It's like a special... It's like a shorter way of saying elves, dwarves, and humans. But is it a slur for it? I don't know. Probably. Pretty standard line for slurs, right? Things that are different.
Learn from my mistake.
All right. All right. I don't mind. We'll probably still win the fight. I don't mind that they hit very hard. I like that. But we just fought 10 fights in a row where it's like I'm asleep at the keyboard because of how bad they are. And then they first round one-shot my heaviest tank from full, not only knocking him out unconscious, but also killing him by out the back door in terms of HP. So if you run different settings, your character's just dead and you lose the game. I mean, difficulty spike much? Like changing elements here? Yeah, press F8 is certainly an option. I'm a little tempted to press 8 anyways because this character being wounded like this means we have to go back to town to clear that, which is fucking stupid. mean, what's the attack roll off this guy? He's rolling on a plus 32 bonus. And although it changes, it goes plus 32, plus 26, plus 30, plus 22. Something something sensitive security, more like, you know, kind of stupid. Like how do you engage with that as a player? Storyline opening too. I can pre-talking buff his. I mean, how much damage did he take here? He's 6, 77, 87 is 91. Well, no amount of buffing gets us above 91. So I guess we have to have blur active there and hope one of the blurs trigger. Or that we roll better. Yeah, it just seems stupid. Right? It just seems like a stupid mechanic there. We can try to fight this out. I don't know that we can survive hits by this thing. What level is it, by the way? Considerably. So it's level 13. There's been a couple other... We've been fighting the troll, like... The branded trolls have been level 9. Hasted. Yeah. Sure, I'm sure there's things we can do to fight back. I'm just saying, like... That type of mechanic is just dumb. What do you do as the player with that? We've already fought. Doesn't matter. I'm sure we'll be fine. Oh, they both saved. So I just assumed it would just, if they were hasted, it wouldn't even be a save throw. I should have maybe checked. Anything we could have done to set that save up better? Probably. We'll save a 7 though, so it's just bad luck. 17 plus 9, they rolled a 17. That rolls a 19. Yeah, okay. We're not going to be clearing that haste. Alright. Tartuk's got what for actual stuff? 270. We don't know his AC. Right. I should have looked at the trip kit possibility here. We're going to try to kill this guy. He's going to have less health, right? We did just check, but I've immediately forgotten. We're looking at 2 and 270. So the caster has 8 more health than the ogre. Or troll, whatever. Question mark. I wish I could see their AC. What's this guy's AC? Is AC like super big too? Oh, it was XP, not health. No, it wasn't. It was health. 262. And oh, it was 270. We don't know health. Weird. Okay. Artek's lower level too. It's kind of weird. Why is it so much more? Okay. Pretty sure this is the wrong bow.
Die!
We missed with the 19, so it's almost certainly the wrong bow. Enemy's AC is 40. It actually might just be fine then, because that means we only hit on 20s, right? 39 AC. So even if I get the 2 back from Devourer of Metal, then we're still only hitting on that. Okay. Alright. Oh, the first one was better. I have to look again. Alright, we need to start getting buffs that affect our accuracy in particular, because I can't hit them right now. Although I don't think we know his AC. AC is 33, it's higher. So the troll boss. Every other troll thus far has had regeneration, large HP, and pretty low AC. So what they've done for this guy is they've just added AC can make him just like every other enemy at this difficulty that's hard to hit. Okay. Sure. That's why he's the boss. Really? You don't think you could have a fun encounter where it was like a super troll where he's got a fuck ton of HP and a fuck ton of regen, but he's easy to hit like other trolls? I don't know. Seems like that'd be fun for me. Okay. We can entangle here. Freedom of movement's not going to help us very much, I don't think. I think we are on the blessing or prayer. You can get one spell back. Any that are particularly relevant here. Alright. Second tank downed. 1 round of attacks. So we need to kill these in 2 rounds because every attack hits and they like 2-shot us. Alright, we tried our first debuff last time. It was willpower based. We're going to try another willpower based debuff here. I guess I could look. We need a better disable than 50% right now if he's going to quadruple fucking kill everything. His will is 7, his reflex is 12. Can't really attack a non-will stat there, I don't think. Reflex, so it's got to be blind, unfortunately. Alright, the one failed. We blinded our cleric on his turn. Kind of weird. Then we got that guy blinded.
Aim carefully.
While he's blind, he uses flat-footed AC, right? No, he's not, actually. Must be the rage protecting him. The barbarian must be protecting him from flat-footed. Alright. Unfortunately, both our tanks are down right now, so we've got 1 round of the cat tanking, and then Thaddeus gets hit once and dies. So, that should be exciting. Let's pop. And I'm happy to use consumables here. My complaint here is not any of the stuff except the difficulty swing, right? Like, lead me up to this. Show me some fights along the way that are related, right? Miss. Great. Alright, Nicholas is up. Only real damage dealer. We've studied target there. We haven't studied target there. Let's do it. Shoot here. We're not going to get sneak attack because of barbarian, even though he's blind. Ogre has lower AC. Does he? I don't know that he does. It's 33. He's not taking a reduction. You see how he's not flat-footed because he's a fucking barbarian? I'm pretty sure he still is using his full AC right now. Like, fairly certain here. He's certainly not using touch, and he's not using flat-footed because he's not flat-footed. So he's at 33 AC, and what was Tartuk? Tartuk is 39. Wait, I thought we decided that his AC was higher than that. Then yes, 33 is lower than 39, correct. They should have cleaved the other direction. Sure, I buy that. Alright, we should be shooting here then. The hit of 33.
Out of my way!
Okay. Alright. There's no way that guy ever comes up again. Gonna hope to get a root there. It's pretty sketch though. The Bane isn't gonna do anything. Cure Light Wounds Wand isn't gonna do anything. Hold persons. I don't think they're humanoid, unfortunately. We don't think ogres are. Well, is freedom of movement too? Okay. The troll humanoid. I guess has to say human somewhere. I think both of these are not. Kobolds have not been. Yeah, it definitely isn't. Nah, humanoid doesn't count for this. We might have... We're out of resources here. Got a Cat's Grace in a potion form and a Fox's Cunning. Get 2 more int on our disable caster, which is 1 more DC roll. We may have a haste scroll in here, but probably not a slow scroll. Well, we could eat a round of attacks here. If it lets me target this, I'm not sure it will. Being as I'm blind, but it seems to let me. Okay. Went after the leopard. Old person failed. Will save failed. Okay, he has DC 24. We have plus 12. We missed our roll, so we're now paralyzed on our cleric. Brackus is up again. This is our disabler. Did blind that guy. He may have even missed because of blind. Doesn't look like he missed because of blind. May also be immune to blind, I don't know. It may not do anything to him. We can try a haste for multiple attacks on our guys, but feels like we're rapidly running out of action economy here as our guys go down. I can try another kind of disable like a grease, but his reflex save was pretty good, right? Old person works, trolls are humanoid. Well, it doesn't work on kobolds. And kobolds are presumably humanoid, although this isn't saying it's a kobold, so maybe he's not a kobold. I'm not sure old person works. I mean, I can attempt to target it. We actually have one. Freedom of movement makes him immune to paralyze, so we're not going to get options out of that anyways. He's got freedom of movement, so he's immune to paralyze. The other guy is not, though. Just has haste and study target. We don't know what his saves are because we didn't get a good enough roll. But we could try on Tartuk. Although it's a pretty low DC. DC 14 seems not good enough. Oh, that's probably the... That's actually probably the DC of the scroll. Caster level 5 is what's going to set the DC for the roll. Not the roll to use it, but the roll to block it. That was what again? It's like 10 plus your modifier plus your caster level. Does the scroll not get int? Or does the scroll use my int for that? Are int based, not will based, so we were not. I don't know necessarily that he's going to have high will save. Might. I don't know what their stat level up is. So how do I calculate this scroll's DC, chat? Scrolls use the scroll's caster level, sure, but the DC of resistances is not based entirely on caster level. It adds a modifier. So is the scroll just 10 plus 5, 15, or is the scroll 10 plus 5 plus another 6 from my int, 21? Also, we weren't getting that. Maybe I'm just wrong. Because our DC was not anywhere near... It wasn't our caster level plus our character plus... I don't think caster level matters for this. The scroll uses caster level instead of int bonus. These are the three that I always confuse, right? The concentration casting, the DC setup, and then the rest of it. There's going to be some abysmal amount of saving. Well, let's give him a chance to roll natural ones. He probably can't be prone. To the freedom of movement, I guess? I don't know. Okay. Easier to hit for us. We should swing full attack. I want to hit this guy. This is the guy we're killing. He's lower. I either get 2 attacks there, or I think we just take 2 attacks there.
Strike!
Maybe it should be true striking. We have the wand still. I think we are on our way out here.
Run them through.
Alright, summon buying us a turn.
Damn it all!
Wait. Magic Missile Tragic Booty, who's already down. Weird. Okay. I'm curious what the save is going to be on this. I don't think we have any options then. We're going to be forced to load, so let's check some saves. Some DC saves, rather. So we know this guy's immune, so we have to cast on this guy. I want to see what the hold person is here. The level 5, difficulty 14. Alright, let's take a look at what that was. Saving throw result, he rolled a 13, added 8. 8's not actually that high for a will save, so that's 21. Difficulty of this is 14. So it is just telling me the scroll difficulty. Alright.
Don't hold back.
Yep. It's gonna be True Strike spamming. What else do we have here? We have something that I've been meaning to do. Oh, we can try and intimidate here for DC reduction. Alright, intimidate succeeded. Alright, we need something to get this guy not to kill our like last remaining guy. I don't think I have any more summon scrolls. Immune to holds. Don't have a slow scroll. Good. Yeah, we can get one back, Xander. I don't know what we're looking to do with that, though. Still nuking Tragic Booty. Then he just fell over, I think? I think the grease got him. Nice. Alright, that took a hit but didn't die, presumably because this guy didn't get more. I don't know why this guy didn't get more attacks than he got, but he didn't. Okay. Alright, he's no longer blind, so we could try to reapply blind. He has still freedom of movement, unfortunately. We can't paralyze. We debuffed the other guy. Might be why he failed the grease saving throw, by the way. -2 shaken. How close was it? DC 19. He hit a 12, so it made no difference whatsoever. Okay. Although it could have. The problem is this giant troll that's one-shotting each of my units every time he gets close to it. It's a fun fight? Really? Not having fun with this yet. Alright. Alright, Thaddeus' turn. We want to hit the one who's on the ground. Maybe that will get rid of the fucking buff too. And why can't I target him? Do we want to double attack here? Single target? I think we do.
This will hurt.
Damage. Incredible damage. Alright, prone target doesn't help us at all, unfortunately. We did land blind again.
Let's hear you cry.
3 hits there is great. What were we rolling against? It's not his full AC, right? 28. So he's in reckless stance, raging with blind, subtracting 6, and size, subtracting 7. Almost killed Tartuk there. What's the fucking AC we were rolling on? Rolling against 28. How do we get 28 from here? Start at 33 and subtract 8. Wait, no, 28. 5. 2, 2, 1. The ones we just saw. No, but we saw 7 subtracted. Ugh, dude, that's another thing. This tooltip, when you look at this and you've got the thing, should just update to the buffs. So I think what we're seeing is I think haste is +1. Prayer is -1. Those cancel. There's whatever the fuck blind's gonna do for this. Reckless stance is -2 apparently. Rage is -2 apparently. So -4. Where's the last bit? 2 from blind. Reckless stance, rage, and blind, and size for 7. So that equals 35, and his number says 30-fucking-3, right? Yeah. Alright, well, we know his AC. We don't know it from looking at it, and we don't know it from adding bonuses, but we can see it in this number, and we just have to assume it's right, I guess. Alright, we can try to keep Thaddeus up with heals. There's a possibility that works. Depends on these misses. You could also try to get one last round of multi-buffing on Miklas this round. Thaddeus has got multi-buff for 5 more rounds for accuracy. Miklas is sitting at no more of those. Feels important to do that. So we're gonna go buff Miklas, go here, and in front of Thad. Ooh, 3 concealment misses is huge. Okay. Lovely to get rid of freedom of movement. He probably has almost an infinite fort save, right? 25. So we need, what was his grease save? Also pretty high at 12. Could try a pit for him. The problem is I can't do damage to him while he's in the pit, so it doesn't really fucking help us. They've got acid wands. I mean, we can do touch damage to him, possibly. We're trying to do damage, but I was trying to get one more control off. Maybe a haste is good enough. Alright, Thad's up. We definitely want to hit the guy on the ground. Apparently have to 5 foot to get there.
You should have run!
Alright, Tartuk down. One hit in there, but we're now in melee range, unfortunately. Bad demoralize is a standard action, because if I hit him with demoralize, the problem is I don't know when freedom of movement goes away. It doesn't look like it's tied to the caster, or it would have shut off already. I think we're just point blanking him as many times as we can here. I mean, fucking incredible damage. I don't know why his AC, why he was so easy to hit right now. Still just rolling on 28s, I guess. We're just in good optimal for it. Okay. Alright, cleric's time. We're not oh, he doesn't have attacks of opportunity because he's blind. So we could do one of two things here, both of which seem reasonable. Maybe both of these things. But I think we want to shove the largest heal we have into Thaddeus, I think. And I think we want to stand closer on this guy so he's more likely to be attacked. We have one of these as a Cure Moderate Wounds scroll, I believe. So let's go ahead and use that. And then we want to get closer. Great. Okay. Okay, downed and backdoored because he does way too much damage. Double extra misses there. We actually got to swing there too. Alright, guy's pretty low. We gotta make sure he stays acided so he doesn't heal. Touch AC is where we want to be. Got a scroll of acid arrow, seems really reasonable here. Bad gonna hit him as many times as we can.
Strike!
After Tartuk's death, which already happened, the troll's strikes become slow and hesitant. No, they didn't. He attacked just as many times as he did before Tartuk died. Finally, Hargolka drops his club and squats, clearly fatigued. This sounds like haste has expired, is what this sounds like, right? He gets fatigued, he becomes slower, less accurate. That sounds like haste expiring.
Owlcat doesn't want to fight anymore. More one.
I'm pretty sure if I say no mercy here, he full heals. This is what it's done it to us in the past on storyline shit. You kill the guy, then it immediately gives him fucking full health, and then you have to fight him again. Kill the troll first, you talk to who Cobalt is. Yeah, I think the problem with Hargolka, I mean, this does feel like troll logic. You have to beat him before he'll listen to you. But it also feels like, why the fuck would we want this guy around anymore? We gave him multiple opportunities to not fight with us. We couldn't kill him again? I mean, if it puts him at full health and just gives him a turn, yeah, you're right. We can't. We'll lose. So I think we kill him here.
If Hargolka dies now, or
Yeah, my 3 dead characters don't get up. I don't know what he's doing. So what happens with our debuffs on him? Is he still blinded, etc.? We just have 3 guys on the map. Still blinded. Alright. He's still studied. Yep, still studied. Alright, so we're just shooting him again.
Out of my way!
This is a surprise round, apparently. Yeah, why would it be a surprise round? Why does he get full HP? Because you could argue some bullshit, and it would be bullshit, but you could be like, all right, the HP bar you saw was the HP until you got him to a point where he was willing to have a conversation because he got scared. Like, he's taking a bunch of damage. He's like, oh shit, these guys are harder than I thought. I'm willing to talk. That's what the first HP bar represents. And the second HP bar is then his HP after that, maybe. But I don't know how you could argue he got surprised. You're really working on it. Maybe he's surprised we said no.
Run them through!
Yeah, I feel like we're learning something here. What we learned is Thaddeus never gets a turn again.
Could this happen?
Let's hear you cry!
Alright. Easy fight, first try. Did we just learn here that tanks are pointless? That honestly, literally all we're doing on this difficulty is buying a turn per swing. And the best way to do that, by far, is still summons. Bad tanks are pointless? Alright, what do they got? We did have buffs on Diablos. He was missing Blur and he was missing he was missing he was missing some buffs for sure. But he had up the primary ones. He had his +8 AC up. Yes.
The path is clear.
Player defenses. Yeah, but those of you answering that, I don't know if I want to argue this again, because it's just, again, you guys are like white knighting a portion of this. The problem, again, for like the 12th time, and beating this without losing the game makes this even more of a fuck you, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about point, is that every encounter up to here was, you think of like a difficulty, like the setups of this fight, the lethality of these units is like a 10 for our current level, right? It's one round, any person in front of them goes from full health, no matter what that full health is, to dead. Not like unconscious, not knocked down, dead. That's how lethal these units are. There's 2 of them. They're essentially immune to all your disables or highly resistant to them. I'm fine with all this so far. They're in a dungeon where every enemy up till now has been like, I could be asleep and beat it, right? So that to me is a complaint about the balancing of the game. That's the complaint, chat. That's the only complaint here. Well, that maybe in the way that they do scaling doesn't seem to be a very fun way to do scaling. Because if scaling is just hit or not, like it was better for whatever happened in the later portion of that, and I don't know what it was, where suddenly our guys went from missing every single round to hitting. Suddenly it's a lot more interesting because now it's like, okay, well now they have a lot of HP and a lot of abilities and they're really dangerous, but they can still die. Anyway, so let's take a look at what we picked up. This is like a tax that means we have to go back to the capital, which kind of sucks. Got a belt of physical might plus 4. 4 con and strength is awesome. Got a mallet of woe. Is a point blank plus 3. Fucking hell, that thing's good too. I'm sure this will make the low difficulty trash fights along the way much more fun. Does 2d6 and grants his wielder the continuous effect of freedom of movement. So now we know why he was immune to being disabled. Wow. I mean, this... You have to have... This is the first time I've wanted to use the non-reach melee weapon now. Freedom of movement permanently is pretty awesome. And what happens if I have it like here? It doesn't give me the effect, right? Why won't it let me select it? Can the monk use it? I don't think it is simple. It's a really interesting question. I don't know. I don't know who can use it. Simple probably means the cleric can use it. He doesn't get full simple, I guess. Dude, he can. Nice. Glorious. Immune to paralysis, solid fog, slow and web. Alright, what else did we pick up? We picked up fancy belt. This is 2 to everything. This is 4 to strength and con. Strength and con are actually all over the place for us. I think this becomes a bonus to Miklas, I believe. What are we doing with 2 strength and con? Strength and con is what the off tank, but you're missing the point though, Xander, right? I mean, I could strength con the off tank and change up the buffs, and that works the same. The problem is that you want your non-optimal bonuses on gear mostly, and you want your optimal bonuses on the buffs you're throwing, so long as the amount is bigger. But yeah, strength doesn't really do anything for our off tank because strength isn't really relevant to anything he does. We actually don't give a shit about strength on him. What we care about on him is con, which we're already buffing him with, and dex, which he doesn't have. Oh, we don't care about dex either. Dex is his hit roll. Whatever. What is this again? Con strength. I want dex here. He's not buffing dex. Right, nice. I think this is possibly... Thank you. The T. Yeah. I'm good on him because he can carry heavy armor is correct. Yeah, but I still want, but 2 isn't enough, and strength is, I mean, maybe we don't care about con on this guy, but I do care about strength on him. Strength is damage from Nicholas. I think it becomes a, I think it's either a cleric or a Thaddeus. Strength con. Right, so is it the cleric? This gives Thaddeus 1 AC. We're already buffing strength, so getting con is not better. It's the cleric, man. Okay. Alright. I'll address the comment about bad tanks later. I think you're wrong about that. There's some argument about layered defenses. All of our defenses were not up. Sure. But we got both storylined into the fight, which means we lose our ability to choose the engagement. And it's at the end of a long dungeon, of which we ran. We already rested once in here and ran full buffs. So, kind of agree, but kind of don't.
I need
right?
to concentrate.
Like, yeah, it would have been lovely to be absolutely full buff there. We still would have died. The guy had plus 30, I don't remember what it was, to attack rolls. Maybe we would have got another one, maybe not. Alright, what are we getting in here? More dwarven things, more keys, great. We're going to need to rest here in a second. Bracers of armor plus 3, nice. Hey, nice. But actually, bracers of armor suck, right? Because this is still lower than mage armor. But it doesn't stack with regular armor. So it's either a cleric item or the mage if I stop casting mage armor on him. Okay. Right. I'll scale the spell eventually. Okay. I kind of want to, I mean, we're currently messing this up. We should just go ahead. How the hell went to +4 charisma? I probably have many things. Alright, this is our last rest. Oh, we have 14. I thought we had 6. I was going to say this is our last rest we can do in here, but that's wrong. Saving throws. Yeah, let's do this. There's no reason not to equip them. Don't know what you're talking about. There's no good reason not to be running mage armor on my cleric and my wizard, you mean? You're correct. The limiting factor is spell slots, but I have a wand of it. The issue is it's a pain in the ass to cast it. So I just don't. Oh, it just isn't relevant 99.9% of the fights because the cleric and the mage don't have high enough AC to make any difference whatsoever, right? Or if they do, they almost never get targeted. So that's why we're running mage armor constantly on Diabolus, who does care about it. Speaking of, let's get our buffs up, I guess.
Let us bide our time.
I don't need anyone's sympathy.
I'm losing my temper.
I'll take care of it.
I'm up for an adventure.
Alright, we get these enlarges going off. Yeah, first enlarge done, second enlarge going there.
We should prepare.
We already reduced? No, we're still casting.
Don't know?
Battles
Don't
await.
care.
We switch weapons to get our accuracy buff, or our perception buff.
We should move.
I think your mutagen.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
Throw out poison immunity. Okay.
All this
Swap weapons back.
bores me.
Got your second enlarge off. You're still fucking casting that, huh? Sure. Got your reduce off. Go ahead and shield. Need to buff endurance on the off tank.
We should prepare.
What is going on with you? Where the fuck? Still casting that, huh? There we go. Alright, blur on the off tank.
Keep your wits about you.
Strength on Thad. Alright, I think that's all the buffs that are not
Learn from their mistakes.
That's grace there for
before they learn
accuracy.
from yours. Everyone counts on me.
Build ourself. Build ourself.
I'm always ready.
Everyone
Up our
counts on me.
mutagen.
The road awaits.
Alright. We have self blur up yet? Negative. Self blur. And mirror image. Okay.
I'll go ahead.
Alright. What else is over here? Trolls rarely use flags. Okay. We killed the smartest troll there is. Probably good for humanity long run. Ready to loot. Exactly. Buffs up, ready to loot. Okay. Alright, whatever the fuck this thing is requires some interaction too. The other thing I want to do is I want to throw out some quick heals. Then I wish to take a look at whatever else we picked up. Ongs. Okay, we got a Ring of Protection +2. We're already running 2 of those. There, and on both our tanks I already have Protection +2. I think this becomes a Thaddeus Ring of Protection +2. We picked up a Headband of Alluring Charisma. That's new. I think that is a just straight upgrade on the Monk for +4. Up a Ring of Luck. One luck bonus on saving throws. I don't know what luck bonus comes from. Is the divine bonus off prayer luck? I think it might be. Don't I have 2 ring slots? Sure, but the same bonuses don't stack. So if you're talking Ring of Protection, it doesn't stack. If you're talking Ring of Luck, I'm just trying to figure out who to put it on. All right. Unlike the rest of the fortress, the ancient dwarven furnace is not in ruins. A cheery fire burns inside, inviting you to work. Work on what, bro? Okay, just invites me to work. Figure out what this next area is. Actually, with freedom of movement on him, I'm less worried about that save throw. I'm gonna put that on the other tank, actually. The Ring of Luck. Doesn't have a bracer? Doesn't do anything, right?
Tread lightly.
More loot in here. I feel like we must, I was gonna say, we must be failing rolls otherwise. Fucking buff still up on Miklas? No, it's already expired. It's such an annoying buff. If we didn't have perception, I would never cast this again. Exit there. Is it up or down? Outside. Maybe outside a different part. Right? We've got doors down here. Couple rooms around here. Blackened hammer and another heavy mace. Mace is a shock frost heavy mace +1. So that might be. Adds so it's a +1 to hit roll, does a d8, adds a d6 hold and a d6 electricity. Kind of nice. I don't think anyone can use it because I think one-handed melee weapons are almost entirely a scam. The only reason to use them is because of bonuses. I guess if this guy had a proper shield and weapon, maybe. I kind of wish I had I kind of wish this kineticist just, I mean, is there any good tank that wears fucking heavy armor that isn't a kineticist? Like that uses a one-handed weapon too? Like is a paladin a tank that we might want?
I'll go ahead.
He just uses heavy armor? Didn't know that.
Let us be careful.
Okay, so this is back to the other floor. Probably the location on the other floor we haven't been to too, which is relevant. I think there's one more door somewhere that we haven't opened. Maybe not. Yeah, that seems to be the issue, is that tanks don't actually wear heavy armor. And that heavy armor fucks mobility too, so damage dealers don't wear heavy armor. So, who exactly is wearing heavy armor at all?
The path is clear.
Anyone?
Smear them.
Is that the other door you were talking about, Cookie Face, or I missed one more? That might be the last door. Oh, one on the other side here. You're wearing armor, but you're a potato? I mean,
There's something unusual.
bizarre, but
Line
sure.
completed. Our duty calls.
I'm up for an adventure.
It just feels ridiculous that my strategy in that, and yes, we can argue about whether or not the number of buffs we had up is relevant to something, but it seems minorly
I
relevant.
shall not fail.
Just the part that feels ridiculous is to me is that the best strategy in the end was just put people in front of him to tank him for an entire round as we race him. Despite all the effort we put into 2 different tanks, this feels so stupid. It just means that summons are by and far the best strategy because there's an endless amount of, I mean, imagine that fight, but we had the Inquisitor. In each round, we just cast wolves. Okay? That's going to trivialize the living bejesus out of that fight in the worst way. It's going to be boring, and it's going to make it easy. I'm looting these things? Sure.
Done. Let's head out.
Alright, I think we've looted everything here. So now I think we go upstairs to that area that we couldn't access on the first floor, and then we probably leave via the outdoor over here, see where it puts us. Yeah, it gets more consistent with his anti-wolf form. But it's still the option of doing that, which becomes so stupidly powerful. How do you tank a big guy who never misses and hits you for your full health? Well, the answer is you can't. So you do something, you have someone who you don't care if it dies, tank it. So if the difficulty only scales in that way, amongst area, I think this is the one we didn't come down on. So I guess I'm not sure. Find out. We can always come back. I don't mind bitching, but I hate bitching about this. I hate bitching about this mechanic if it doesn't actually matter. Where he came down in? They both say to the lower level, and we've been on both of these. How do I get to this area? That's what I'm asking about. Can't jump or climb. How do I get down there? 3 lower level exits? Okay. I must have missed one of them. That's where I thought I was coming up for on this one. So if there's another one, sure. I think there's one in here we just haven't discovered yet or something. Is the main reason for having someone who wears heavy armor for equipment diversity like there is an OP set of heavy armor or something? No, it's because I really hate the idea of adventuring and you find loot and the loot is used. I hate that. I hate that feeling where you're in a single player RPG and you're looting stuff and it's really cool and it's great gear and you can't use it. That's frustrating to me.
Let us be careful.
or didn't get my arguments. I don't know if we got there eventually or not. Eat pizza, but I agree to begin with. He did not get my arguments. That's why I asked him to steelman it, because he was telling me I was saying something that I wasn't saying. All right, what do we have on this floor besides barely edible moss? Roll of aid. Another troll here. We've killed your king. You can go.
This spell eludes me.
This will be quick.
You think the problem with the numbers behind the game, the difficulty forces min-max and heavy armor suboptimal? No, I think the problem is that they didn't do difficulty scaling. They just added stats across the board. And that isn't a very good way to difficulty scale in this game. So what I actually think is there isn't a difficulty setting. Not really. It just like it becomes pigeonholed, right? Does this game need that mod that clears the loot? The more you play, the slower the game gets. Really? I hadn't heard that yet. Easy's, I don't know, man. I don't want to call it lazy. The game has so much content in it. It's really hard to call a game like this lazy. I don't think it's lazy, but I do think that scaling it gets me stuck in this position where I want to play on a higher difficulty because I want challenging fights, but I want the challenges to be fun challenges rather than just did you make sure to save beforehand and did you cast all your buffs. Those are the only two parts of a challenge. It's not challenging anymore. It's just the same behavior again and again. No thinking. Yeah, that's the other thing, is to try to micromanage the difficulty settings, of which there's a ton, and try to take responsibility for how we did that. But I thought we are doing that, because this is not on the highest difficulty. When we look at the difficulty, right, the two things we can really impact are, well, a couple things. We can do dead companions after combat. This one is reasonable because then if we do run into these stupid situations where there's an enemy who hits for 500,000 damage, it's not like just having to load. So I'm happy with this. Happy with the death door element of that, having this off rather, and having this on. So this makes it, deaths are still meaningful, but we don't get one shot permanently. That seems like a reasonable compromise. Critical hits at normal seem fine. Do we want, honestly, I think upping crits here probably just helps us, right? Like the enemy's already one-shotting us. If they crit in one shot, it makes for even more swingy, stupid fights. And if we up crit damage, it helps us, right? Don't think we want that. Remove negative effects on rest is off, meaning we have to figure out the way to deal with the unique problems they give us. Auto level up off, of course. Enemy stat adjustments are somewhat tougher. So this is the one I'm not entirely certain about. We're at here, which is the hard setting. I'm pretty sure this is just shit tons of stat blocks. Reflex saves, willpower saves, fortitude saves, CMD, etc. Right? So this all becomes, I think this makes things worse, because then you go, well, shit, well, one of the things we can do is we have really powerful disables, but there's a limited number of those, and it's somewhat situational where they can be applied. Well, these make these meaningless, right? Start to get to a point where nothing hits. And you're like, well, that's not fun. What do we do about that? Damage to party? Maybe this is what needs to be scaled down. Maybe we need to scale down damage to party while leaving the other ones. So this one here, then the final one is strengthened. This is AC and attack bonus. So they currently have all enemies based on where their level should be are 4 more accurate and 2 more accurate, 2 more AC, and ability scores +4. I don't know what enemy stat adjustment means here. I guess maybe that one needs to happen. Letters just enemies. Okay, well it's just this. It's even stupider then, because now the enemies already one-shot us. So now they're gonna one-shot us more often. Like, they even one-shot our damage resist spect full con dwarf. That adjustments is DCs. Well, so is strengthened. Right? Since ability scores are increased by 4, which is basically +2 to every resist. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else that lets us play around with those. So the only thing I could think is these 3 sliders in conjunction, maybe. Maybe we get higher damage to enemies, but we remove their ridiculous stats. So that makes the average hit nastier, but makes AC more powerful. But then we're gonna run a scenario where, like, I don't know. This is what we've been running on, and this has been kind of whatever. Like sometimes we run into really fun fight, but we have had some fun fights. Like yesterday's fights were pretty good, although we were fighting massively out level.
Out of my way!
You think it's gonna be better to do that? Like we're gonna give our enemies minus. I mean, it's 2 to hit and then 4 to stats, so it's 4 to hit really. I think I understand what that's saying. I don't know if we want to give our enemies minus 4 to hit, maybe. I mean, you look at these things don't matter. Or 4 more, like they almost need more hit. Because nothing they do matters. Guys still alive? Oh, there's another troll over there. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to entertain some ideas, but I don't want to spitball it. Let's have some logic of what we decide on for that. I mean, like, okay, look, for example, this is considered our level to some degree, right? Let's take a look at this troll. I mean, I don't know why the troll's in here. Level 6, it seems way lower than this. He seems to need to be part of a much bigger fight to be meaningful. We can do anything we want to his stats, and that's not going to matter, right? So, would the boss encounter have been more fun if the bosses hit harder, but had lower attack rolls and lower ability to resist? If we make it too low on resist, the hyper specialized disabler makes every fight super ridiculous, or in our favor, right? If we lower their resist rolls too low, if we lower their damage too low, we were never going to lower damage. We upped their damage there. That certainly didn't make that last fight better. If we reduce their accuracy so we have a chance to evade, that's starting to get a little bit more reasonable. And what? Up their damage and compensation? I'm not sure. Yeah, so my rolls are worse? That's what happens when you boost their AC and stats. My rolls get worse. We're already fighting at reduced AC. And the early part of this game, you literally couldn't hit anything. So it was kind of like, I'm hitting on like 30s. And if the game just becomes, how many wands of True Strike did you buy? It's not really doing it for me either. We want an engaging difficulty level. Where that is, I don't know. I keep saying this because it's a challenging fucking question, because it doesn't seem like it seems really tricky to navigate that line.
Run them through!
I mean, they're dishing out weapons that do damage, so maybe something like that. I don't know. Oh man. Are there better rewards for fighting on higher difficulties? I don't think so. I think the experience of monsters is set with their CR, their challenge rating, and the challenge rating is before modifications, to the best of my knowledge. Like, I guess I don't know that 100%.
The path is clear.
Doesn't seem like a static answer. Well, I don't want to adjust the difficulty for every encounter, right? Like post fact, I go, man, that's too easy. I better adjust the difficulty.
I'll go ahead.
I'll answer that in a second, but I don't think you're right either with that house. I think there was another fight over here for some reason. Yeah.
Our duty calls. Watch each other.
He wasn't rough. He was one-dimensional, and that's the difference, right? If we have to be able to fight encounters like the one we just fought reliably, the way to reliably fight that is to have a summoner. Straight up. Because none of your other options actually provide you any protection from taking damage. That seems dumb. Alright, what are we doing here, if anything? We're almost certainly traveling back to the capital after this. We can probably be as free as we want with resources. We have to get 5 like death's doors removed, so. Do I care about this fight? I don't. This thing flat-footed, it is great.
Let's hear you cry.
Level tiers of the encounters like Baldur's Gate did it. I don't remember that mechanic one way or the other. What else are we doing here? Add.
I require healing.
Jesus. Okay. What happened here? Here we are. We're not full buffed anymore. It looks like both blur and images and shield have, as we've talked, fallen off somewhere. We're like quarter buffed here. And we're still armor class 36 on a unit that is, that's level 9, it's a branded one. Yeah, it's my similar thought, Tov, but where that is exactly, I'm not entirely certain. Just roll well too. So let's see, 15, 16, with not all of our buffs up.
I'll split you in half.
Okay. Or not to die there. Yeah. Adding more enemies would be a really nice way to deal with that, but that's not an option for their difficulty scaling. Because I agree, numbers would help with that. What you're suggesting is we actually change the CR of the fights. That's not an option. All we can do is modify the existing guys, right? All right.
Knowledge is the key to victory.
And then we get out of this area, then we can talk numbers a bit more, chat. Just derails so hard when we have this conversation. I think it's kind of a miserable conversation to have repeatedly too, because it's essentially a series of complaints without a good answer.
Done.
Power knife. Don't know what those are yet. We'll have a look. A second.
Plan. The path is clear.
All right. This is the other side of this, but we can't leave from here. Okay, so we've now explored the entire Dwarven Ruins. Looks nice. All right, let's get out of here via these exits. Can't go into that one, of course. Did we get a Raised Dead scroll? Yeah, Raised Dead is a fucking great one here.
Move already.
Let us be careful.
It's a lot of value. Sure. Exactly. It'd be so challenging to mod that on an encounter to basis, right? It'd be so hard. Because there's so much content. There's like 180 hours or some insane amount of fucking fighting. I want to see where this exit goes.